Alright, what's up guys, it's Tots here bringing you guys something different today, a Photoshop tutorial. This was requested by one of my friends. He wants me to show him how to like put one person's face on another person's face, or just stuff like that. This method works on a lot of other things that I can explain later, but for now we're going to be putting Mr. Trump's face on Obama, or the other way around, Obama's face on Trump right now. And so let's get started. I already have Photoshop opened up. This was one of my previous tries. It looked alright. I think we can make this one look a little bit better. So we're going to go File, New, and just 1920 by 1080 works because this picture, boom, is perfectly fits in that size. So let's go ahead and go to this one, copy, and paste this in. We're gonna have to make it a lot smaller. This is my first tutorial on my channel, and it's actually the first time I've uploaded in like 100 days, 100,000 years actually. So we're gonna make that a little bit smaller. We're gonna go ahead and grab this. It's the lasso tool. And first off, before I do anything, if I say control, I'm on a PC, so if I say control on a Mac, it would be command, and if I say alt, it's option, I believe. So yeah, just so there's no confusion, yeah, that's what those two mean. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a general selection around his face, just like that. I'll probably fix it up a little bit later, and boom, let go. That's good. Now I'm going to press Control Shift I to select everything else and hit delete. We don't need that anymore. And then Control D, get that out of the way. Now if we hit Control T, we're going to make this bigger, and this is probably one of the more important parts of this. So we have to line up, importantly, the eyes and the mouth. That's what looks the best when you line up. So I'm going to change this around 60, and it's kind of hard to tell right now, but if I drag this around, you can kind of tell the difference. I'm also gonna angle that over a little bit. So I believe I have his eyes lined up. I might need to make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, line this up the best you can. Let's go ahead and drop the opacity way more. Alright, now bump it up, down, up, down. Looks pretty good. Let me look at the mouth. Looks pretty good actually. We're just gonna keep it just like that. Hit enter to finish your whatever that's called. I don't know. So we're gonna go ahead and probably trim up his face a little bit, starting around here. Make it as nice as possible without getting too close to the features like eyebrows and stuff. Let's get down here a little bit more. It's good enough. And this cheek does not need to be so much. Boom. Now I'm going to hit Control Shift I again and then delete. Now Command D. That's what we have here. So on this layer, Obama, and this layer, Trump. There we go. So we're going to select the Obama layer and hit W for the magic wand tool over here. Now we're going to select outside of his face, boom, and it's going to select everything else except his face. Now we want it to select his face, so Control Shift I to select inverse, and there we go. We've got just his face here. Now we're going to go to Select, Modify, and we're going to go to Contract to make it smaller. I found that 14 works pretty good on this. Maybe I'll even do 15. If you have a higher quality image, you're going to need to do more, and if you have a lower quality image, you're going to have to do a little bit less pixels, because you're just going to want a little bit selected around the edge, just like that. Now we're going to go down to the Trump layer and just hit delete. Now Command D, get that out of here. One thing you can do that you don't have to do, but will make your photo maybe look just a tiny bit better, is go to Image Adjustment and then Curves, and let's drag this out of the way. This is on the Obama layer, by the way. We're going to try to match his skin tone a tiny bit more to the color of Trump's in this image. So this is just the RGB colors right here, which is all of them. Here's the red. We might need to bring up the red a little bit, and then also bring down green and blue. me see. Oh, maybe I'll bring the blue up right about there. It does not have to be perfect. It's not going to matter too much, but we're going to go ahead and here's where the magic happens. Photoshop's going to do this for us. Select both your layers, go up to Edit, and then Auto Blend Layers. Make sure Panorama is selected right here, and these two boxes can be checked. And we're going to go ahead and click OK, and boom. So that's going to automatically blend the layers, but if I zoom in, you can see there's kind of a harsh line going right here, and kind of the same with up here. So there's a little bit of a tool we can use to fix it up a little bit. You don't want to be too crazy because you can really kind of screw it up, but we're going to select this tool right here. This is the Clone Stamp tool. We want this. I'm going to make it one more smaller. Now we're going to want to zoom in on that line. If you can see, it goes right along here. We got to try to blend that a little bit better. So with this tool, if I go back to it, we're going to select, I think we're going to go from Trump face to Obama, and so we're going to go down on this. Let me explain. So if I hold Alt and click about here, and then I go down and just do this all down the whole entire line, what that will do is it will kind of fade out that harsh line, and it will, let me try it this way, it will yeah, make that line kind of go away, and the opacity will get turned down kind of in between layers more. This is kind of like manually blending. Let's come down a little bit more. It doesn't have to be too crazy. If I slide over here, yeah, Alt, come down with it, come down, Alt, boom. So it's not going to look perfect obviously right now, but it does look a lot better than it did before. Let me scroll up. Let me make this a bit bigger and try this. Alt, boom, drag that up. It might look a tiny bit blurry, especially right in here, but for right now we don't have to get it perfect. When you zoom out a lot, yeah, you can kind of notice it, but if you work around with this really well, you can probably do it a lot better than I can. I'm not a professional at this. I am pretty good at Photoshop, but this is just one thing that honestly it's just kind of fun to do, and it's really stupid. So obviously you're probably not going to try to do this to make it look really good. I mean, you could, but it's going to take you some practice. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to do a little bit here. It doesn't matter that much as long as we can get it decent, a good idea of how to do this. Boom, 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 all the way around. Whatever lines need to go away. This is working way better here on the cheek than it does on the forehead, because there's quite a bit of color difference up there at the forehead, but around that cheek that looks a lot better now than it did before. This side over here already looks pretty good, but like here it's a little bit rough still. So you just want to do stuff like that. And this is like a really basic thing. If you guys try this, you'll see it's really easy. If you got lost, you can go ahead and watch the I'm assuming you're gonna get lost on the selecting everything and deleting it, but just go watch that again. So this looks okay. If you do this, it's never gonna turn out perfect unless you either have two people that look really like similar in their like body style and everything. But one thing that can help is you definitely want to have two people that are facing or looking the same way. Otherwise you're gonna have to either warp the picture or find another one, because it just doesn't work that well. This is like a really basic kind of just thing for fun. You can go ahead and delete these layers if you want. You don't really need them. But yeah, let's see. If I zoomed out a lot right here, I could probably get those kind of lines to go away. Boom. Yeah, kind of like that. That's basically it. Now this obviously looks weird, but it's kind of supposed to look weird, so let's kind of compare. This is one I did earlier. I still have all those kind of lines and wrinkly things from fixing it that I don't have on this one anymore, so it turned out a little bit better than my previous one. But that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll try to answer all of them. Also, if you guys want me to do more Photoshop tutorials, because I do know quite a bit about Photoshop, not a bunch, I'm not professional, but I know a lot. I was working on some other stuff earlier. Then tell me by leaving a like or commenting below. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead, it's free. Yeah, that's about it. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this tutorial. Hopefully you liked it. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. And I guess that's it for today, guys.